Happy Wednesday, everybody. How are you? Great to hear. Great to hear? I'm not hearing anything. Great to see you guys in the chat. Happy Wednesday. This is the last Wednesday of April 2026. My goodness. We are like 2 steps away from summer, if you can believe that. But yeah, last Wednesday of April, last time, I guess it's a 5-week. That's what I heard everybody saying. Is it a 5-week month? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th week in April. So I did hear it was a little bit odd or off schedule or kind of weird. 5th weeks are weird for deliveries on Comic Wednesdays. But I did pick up some stuff. As always, I can always find something to pick up. And then I also had some great pickups this weekend. But welcome to my channel. My name is Rocky Ballesteros. So glad to be with you guys and spend this time with you talking about comics and just my love of comics, your guys' love of comics, whatever else comes up in the chat. It was... I'm a little bit later to start streaming today. I know some of you guys like when I stream earlier on Wednesdays, and I have been able to do that the last couple of weeks-ish or so. But then one thing led to another and couldn't get off didn't get the stream going early enough today. Had a couple meetings, couple errands, and then before you know it, we're mid-afternoon already, at least West Coast time. So apologies for that, but we're still gonna happen. It's still gonna happen, and still gonna talk comics no matter what, at the detriment of what. I know I'm gonna be up late tonight trying to catch up on the hours that I'm spending right now with you guys all, but that's okay. It's worth it. And yeah, it's a beautiful day, beautiful Wednesday, and a lot of different comics. I actually wasn't sure that I would have enough to talk about. I had 5-ish things that I picked up this weekend, and then went to the comic book store today. I thought I was only going to pick one thing, and I ended up picking way more than one thing today. And the thing that I was going to pick up today, but I'm talking very cryptic. I thought I was just going to pick up the facsimile of The Dark Knight Returns. Issue 3 came out, volume 3. And I said, oh, okay, cool. I got to get it. You guys know there's four issues of this, and they are re-releasing this. It's the 40th anniversary of Dark Knight Returns, one of the greatest comics of all time in my book. And they've been re-releasing them, facsimile editions. And the reason why I'm picking them up is, one, I love to pick it up in this original format because I was introduced to The Dark Knight Returns as a graphic novel. So it's really cool to kind of pick it up issue by issue as it was released originally in the early 80s. And number 2, Frank Miller has been doing these new covers to these facsimile editions. They're variants that you can pick up. So I had to get it. I've gotten the other 2, and I plan on getting book 4's variant, Frank Miller variant as well. But so this was the one book I thought I was going to get this week, and that's it. And it's going to supplement it with the things I bought this weekend. But then all of a sudden got all these other things, and I'm not going to even talk about this issue. I'm not going to even talk about this, but go get it. I can definitely talk hours on end about Frank Miller and The Dark Knight Returns, but that one got pushed to the side to make room for other things that we will look at today. But anyway, great to be here. Great to see you guys here. Let's say hello to the chat. I was hearing Cranberry Langers. Cranberry Langers, how are you doing?
This is a cranberry full of power.
7-month. What? This is me. I'm off my game. Here it is. Cranberry Langers. We'll do that one more time.
This is a cranberry full of power.
7-month subscriber. I'm sorry, member of this channel. Cranberry Langers. Good to see you, man. How are you doing? Cranberry Langers was saying in the chat that he could hear the baboops. The baboops. What was the baboops? Was that from Discord? I don't know what baboops you were hearing, but you were hearing some sort of like, I'll have to go back and watch the show, but you were probably hearing like notifications pop up on my computer as I hit live on the stream, but I thought that those notifications are muted. I don't know. Who am I to know? I don't know what I'm doing, folks, if you haven't figured that out. Mo Biggs, how are you?
Better known as Mo, Big wasn't always the confident voice we hear today.
Mo Biggs is in the house. How is the weather where you're at, Mo Biggs? It's actually quite beautiful here. It's been really, really, really beautiful these last few days. Got a great bike ride in a couple days. Great walk by the beach. Beautiful, beautiful weather. It almost is too distracting, but it's good because staying inside in my man cave and in my hole and just working all the time is not a good thing. And as I get older, I realize like I really need to see the sun and I need to get out and exercise because I ain't getting any younger. And yeah, anything I can do to like unchain myself from the desk is really good. So the weather. The Bay Area, San Francisco sometimes, especially took a trip to New York. You guys know I mentioned that last stream. Went to New York, loved it, just loved the vibe, loved the energy. I always loved New York. And I'm like, I want to go move there. But then you bike out and you see the ocean, Pacific Ocean, the like beautiful Golden Gate Park. I went biking there yesterday too. It's really nice. So, yeah. I don't know. Got to get outside. Sometimes got to get outside and smell the fresh air. I saw Jeffrey Beats is here, but he has to go to work.
10% bogan, 50% bogan, 100% bogan.
Or at least start work. 7:40 in the morning is what Jeffrey Beats said. So I'm assuming it's 7:53 now. I have to start work. I'll watch the recording. Have a great one. Thanks, Jeffrey Beats. It was really awesome. We had this conversation on Discord, and here we go. Discord. You guys can come join me on Discord. Let me move that over to the side here so it's not in my face. But you guys can join the discussion on Discord. It's just a way where we can just keep talking when I'm not streaming. I realize that a good majority and my joy of streaming here on YouTube is just the conversations that we have in the chat with all you fine folks. And we could only have those conversations when I was live and when I was streaming and other people's YouTube channels at the time. But one of the reasons why people encouraging me to start Discord is just that conversation can continue happening. There's the baboop. I hear the baboop. Oh, okay. Typical T Green, Lindsay Rose. She's saying that she can't chat. She can't chat because something's going on with her Google her browser. And so the baboops are her. Every time I get a notification in Discord, it baboops. And she said the baboops are her. So she's here. Hello, Lindsay Rose in Discord. That's crazy. That's the baboops you're hearing. Anyway, so yeah, come join in Discord. Somebody please drop the link in the chat. Mo Biggs, why don't you drop the link in the chat? Mo Biggs hates Discord. But somebody drop the link in the chat. Come join us. It's fun. There was a great discussion that we were having with Jeffrey Beats. Timmy Mello was there too. And we were talking about just like these different museums that everybody or people had gone and sharing those photos there. I love that. That is actually one of my, outside of the comic news and kind of the images that we share, which predominantly is what my Discord is channels for, is like comics talk. The thing I've loved that has come out of it is people sharing like their life, you know? And so Beats has been a great one of sharing like pictures of conventions he's gone to, just his town that he lives in Australia, Meanjin, all across the world. Like it's cool to like look up images of Australia, but it's another thing to get somebody's perspective and actual photos from their life there. And that's what Jeffrey Beats has been doing. And it's so awesome. So he showed pictures of like a museum that he went to. Then Timmy Mello jumped in and showed pictures from a museum he's gone to in Cleveland. And so it was just really cool. And these are just the amazing things that connection from online connection can bring. So anyway, come join if you want to be part of that discussion. It's been really cool and really fun to see what everybody has to say. Jeffrey Beat says, keen to see what you got, Rocky. Yeah, it was unexpected for sure. A couple of the usual places that I go to tell me what's coming out per week. So there's a couple of YouTube channels that I follow. One's called Green Brain Comics. The other one's called The Comic Palace. And there's another one, Comics Are Dope. But all these YouTubers or stores, some of them are stores, they will stream and do a little show about what's coming out this week. And it's fun, you know, it's really cool to just kind of see them share the new books. And most of the time they line up. You know what I mean? Because everybody gets their books at the same time. Sometimes deliveries are delayed and certain stores won't get a certain book. And so that's why I have multiple channels that I watch. And then I also like to see what they recommend. So I watch those usual channels. Most of the time, those shows come out on Tuesday and I'll watch them. And that's why I had in mind, like, oh, I'm just going to pick up the facsimile edition of Dark Knight Returns. And that's it. And but yeah, for some odd reason, all three channels didn't mention some of these books that came out. So I don't know if my shop was late in getting them or something. But that's why I was shocked. I was like, oh, that came out today? Oh, that came out today? And so, yeah, I have a lot more books. And then I picked up a really cool book from the back issue bin that I'll show you. That'll be the first one we look at today. Anyway, good times, fun stuff. It's about 7:40 in the morning here. Yes, we can hear the badoops. Let's see. I actually quieted the badoops just in case, but I also don't want to lose out on typical T Green's what she's got to say. But we'll play a little hello, hello.
Roses are red, violets are blue.
For Lindsay Rose. Yep, Badoop. Oh, that was me. Badoop. I'm like, who's this Rocky guy? He's got great comments. Not Betty Badoop, no. Unhinged. Jason Bascom, what's up? Always at work, always trying to watch. I feel like we're like contraband or something for Jason, unhinged at his work. He's not supposed to be looking at his phone, but he is always popping in and saying hello, which is awesome. Actually, it's probably a little... no, I guess if you're just listening to the audio, Jason, it's easier to kind of keep that on the down low. So, Anyway, wonderful having you here. Cranberry Lanterns is calling out every Badoop. Time is moving fast. It really is. Awesome One is here. What's up, Awesome One?
Yes! That's awesome!
It's great to have you here. Get ready for the fun comments to roll in. Having Awesome One, the 1-2 punch, 1-3 punch. Awesome One, Cranberry, Mo. Comments are going to come rolling in. Better late than never. Yeah. Citizen Ronan is here. Good seeing you again, Citizen Ronan. Last time you came in a little bit late, this time right on time. So wonderful having you here. Hopefully you enjoy the show and enjoy the books that we come in, and it's great to see you here. My sick face. You sick? Your face is flustered. Is it? Wow, I feel so self-conscious now. Is it my lighting? Awesome One? I don't know. Just feeling bashful about my tardiness. Way more than one thing to do. It sounds like a potential super show. Mo Big says, maybe. We might consider this a super show. We'll see. Jay Ryan is sick. Angelo is sick. Rocky is sick. No, I'm not sick. Sick in the head, maybe. But I'm not sick. Citizen Ronan is vomiting as we speak. That's not good. Vomiting love. Awesome One. I still remember what it was like to be a channel member, but I have to admit it's fading. All right, Mo Biggs. We're going to have to give it a shot here because you reminded me. I believe... Actually, I don't think I've even used them all here this month. So here we go. I have 10 free gift memberships that I can give a month. I can only do them 5 at a time per stream. I don't even think I've done them. I don't think I've done them all. I've definitely not done all 10 this month because it says I could give 5 right now. And since April is ending, we're going to shoot this off right now, Mo Big. So cross your fingers. Maybe, just maybe. What's going to happen here? YouTube is thinking. All right. Oh. I don't see one for Mo Biggs. I see one for Griever Enterprises, Randy Siplon, James McCulley, Awesome One, who is here, and Sumo Thori. Friend of the channel, Sumo Thori is here. Is here, right? Sumo Thori says Rocky's going to see my hello long after I'm gone. I see it now, Sumo Thori.
And here comes the very intimidating Grand Sumo Champion.
So I don't know. Mo Biggs. Didn't work out. But congratulations to everybody who got gift memberships. I tried, Mo Biggs. I try. You can't say I don't try. I definitely try. People sub to this channel. That was from Mo. He's a little gassy. If you play back the intro, you'll hear the boop. I'm pretty sure I will. Mo Biggs says, I'm doing fantastic. Weather couldn't be better. Mo Biggs knows. He's outside of San Francisco. Mo Biggs is probably slightly even better weather from what I know of his town. How are you doing, Sumo Thori? Awesome. Thank you for saying hi. I was watching a stream today and the audio was off just for me. We found out that YouTube has an audio glitch where only some hear streamer roboting. Oh, that's weird. I just saw an article before I went live on my news that it just disappeared. It was about YouTube. Basically, they've earned 9.9. I think that the figure was $9.9 billion in ad revenue this year. Isn't that crazy? $9.9 billion. Insane. San Poop Frisco. That's right. Sumo is in Alabama looking for a redneck wife. Wow. I know some good gals in Alabama. Alabama's not a bad place. I used to live there myself. Trolling the trailer parks. Ooh. Last night here, last chance. Oh, so you're really in Alabama? No kidding. Whereabouts in Alabama, Sumo Thori? People talk when not streaming. I thought we go into commas until Rocky is live again. People talk when not streaming. I thought we go into commas until Rocky. We need some commas in there, awesome one. I don't understand. If you've got some meth and whiskey, you should do well, Sumo Thori. Actually, I've been exposed to more meth since I've moved to San Francisco. Not for myself, but people around me, people downtown. I've been exposed to more people on meth here than I was when I lived in Alabama. So take that. Every time we hear a baboop, we will be reminded of Lynn's eternal love for Superbook. Super Boop? Here we go. There's the link. Discord is a trash. Is trash. You will own nothing, Discord. Is that the proper link? I think Cranberry Landers placed the proper link. I'm going to pin Cranberry Landers message. PlayStation is now saying we don't own our purchase games if we don't log every... That is crazy. Rocky, Sumo, Rocky takes 30 minutes to get to our chats. I think Sumo knows. I think he knows. Hashtag free Lindsay. She's still there? Are you still there? I turned down my boops. I guess I can turn them up a little bit, just in case. We don't want to miss anything good, but maybe not so loud. We can have some quiet boops. Got to jump on a Zoom. See you later, Sumo Thuri. Yeah, zip up your fly. That's good. Good advice. Good advice. You don't know until you stand up in your Zoom meeting. You know what I mean? That's why I get caught off guard. Because people often sitting down and then they're like, oh wait, let me get something, and you stand up and whoop. Not a good thing. You have brown spots around your eyes and the whites of your eyes are bloodshot. Jeez Louise, awesome. What? My eyes are always bloodshot, actually. That is facts. That's something that my eye doctors have always told me. It's probably because I wear contacts and I don't get enough sleep. It's probably a combo. But they do say, like, for whatever reason, my blood vessels are active in my eyeballs. But the brown spots around my eyes, just freckles, sunspots, I don't know. Like here, I may need to go to Korea and get those lasered off. It also could be my lighting. I do have a little bit of I can increase my lighting. I have that ability to do. But I'm feeling a little, see? Now it's brighter. Oop, I heard a baboop. See, a little brighter. Is that better, awesome one? At least a couple boys got one. Couple of the boys. Thanks for trying. You're welcome, Mo Biggs. I will always try. Hashtag justice for Mo. That's right. That's right. That's right. It is a little strange, though. After the number of times that we've done gift memberships on this channel, whether that's myself or other people buying gift memberships, I think maybe Mo Biggs, you got one? Maybe once? It's a little... There's something going on there. So, I don't know. Mo has a business account, I'm sure. Does that affect gift memberships? I get gift memberships on other channels occasionally, just not here on Bancroft's. I don't know what it is. It's really strange. Lindsay Rose, I'm reading her comment from Discord. She says, I'll try not to interrupt. Everyone seems spicy today. And she said I look fine. So take that. Awesome one. How much does server maintenance cost? I don't know. Awesome one gave the proper Discord link. There we go. Lindsay says hi to everyone. There we go. We see you, Lindsay Rose. Even if you can't be here in the chat, we see you. Or we hear you. We baboop. We hear the baboop. I lived in a trailer park for years. We didn't have that much of a meth problem. Did get worse around the time I was leaving, though. Wow, there's a lot to unpack there. Cranberry Langers. Yep. Yep. I also have a LUT. Have you guys heard of a LUT? It's a light. What does LUT stand for? LUT. You can put a LUT on. Is it LUT? LUT? You can put a LUT on your camera image if you're streaming, or it's also, they use them for like video editing and stuff. But it's basically like color correction. And I do have a specific LUT on this camera image that pumps up the saturation just a bit because I kind of like the way that looks. But maybe that's adding to the, I don't even know why I'm dissecting this for you guys. But that does add to the coloration probably on my eyes and the spots around my face. I don't know. There are some accounts that can't get gift memberships. I have that account. K-pop has the same thing. That's strange. Is there a reason why, Citizen Ronan? Are they just blacklisted for no reason? Come to think of it, I don't think K-pop has ever gotten a gift membership as well from us. That's weird. Awesome One says, I also lived in a trailer park, $350 a month, only had one bad noisy neighbor. I left, and 2 years later, the park got flooded. $350 a month will barely even buy you a parking spot in San Francisco. So that's awesome. And you had one bad noisy neighbor. Like, can you just like pick up your trailer and move it if you have a noisy neighbor? Like, you're movable, right? Can't you like just shift over a little bit? LUT, yes, a LUT. Let me just look that. It's like light something something. What does it stand for? Lookup table. Okay, I was totally wrong. But yeah, it's like lookup table is a term used to describe a predetermined array of numbers that provide a shortcut for a specific computation. And then people use those for like color input values on cameras. But yeah, and then some people like they create their own LUTs, and so that's where I got this one. Like I like this particular streamer, the way that his videos looked. He posted out his LUTs. I downloaded it, applied it to here. That's why it kind of has a certain look. Something to do with the email I used. Oh, weird. Automatically got those type of accounts. I think it was our Gmail. That's so strange. That's so strange. Most people that have YouTube accounts that like sign into YouTube, most people use their Gmails, I'm assuming, right? Because signing into anything that is owned by Google that is not using a Google email is the most annoying thing on the planet. So it kind of forces you to join that Google ecosystem. And so, yeah, I'm assuming that everybody has a Gmail that is part of YouTube or signs into YouTube. But yeah, that's really strange. It's dumb. Who will ever understand these kind of things? I don't know. Actually, your profile picture makes even more sense, Citizens Ronan, in our discussion. 2-bedroom trailer, 2 showers, no laundry, but laundromat was 2 lots over. 2-bedroom trailer, 2 showers, no laundry, but laundromat was 2. That sounds pretty comfortable. You had a Hotmail account first. Oh, when you did, is Hotmail owned by Gmail now? I can't remember. I heard a baboop. Exactly the issue I'm having. Lindsay Rose says. Something to do with her Gmail signing in. Well, dang it. I'm sorry to hear that. That is not good. Ask K-pop next time you see her. She'll explain it better than me. Okay, will do. Yeah, she has all the knowledge. But it is strange. It is strange. So it's like it's futile that we're trying to send out gift memberships to Mo Biggs. Mo Biggs, did you sign in? Do you sign in with a Gmail, Mo Biggs? Is that can we like sleuth this a little bit? That maybe you signed in with a Gmail, some sort of. Let me guess. It's mobiggs@gmail.com. Or mobiggs1@gmail.com. Maybe. But, yeah, interesting. But Mo Biggs says, I get gift memberships from Shelby's channel regularly. I don't know what to tell you. I think it's like being in a relationship with a cat. It's like you want that affection so much. The cat just won't give it to you. But the second you're like, stay away from me, the cat's like, oh, I just gotta be next to you the whole time. My cats are like that all the time. Sumo gifts the most. I have seen Sumo get memberships quite a bit, actually. Come to think of it. Like Cranberry. Have you ever gotten a gift membership, Cranberry? Gosh, now this is gonna bug me. How to figure this out. Okay, we'll chew on that a little bit as the day goes on. It's a conspiracy, isn't it? Though. I don't know what it is, Mo Biggs. I'd love to give you a membership, friend. I really would. And Angela drunk gifted Shelby when she was living in his basement. I don't believe any part of that statement. Awesome one. Lime Jello, Lime Jello, Lime Jello. Yeah. What did we talk about last time? Cool Lickles. I was rewatching the stream last week. It was a whole conversation with Mark's music obsession about Cool Lickles. It was the craziest recipe ever. Pickles and Kool-Aid. I had a wonderful lunch today. I went to one of the things I love almost as much as going to comic book stores and discovering new things like comics was food and discovering new places to eat. And I went to a really cool place today. It was a Tunisian background. I loved little mom and pop shops where I can meet the owner and ask them, like, tell me about your shop, the cuisine or whatever. And the thing that attracted me to this place is they were doing sandwiches using raclette, which is a type of cheese that I first discovered when I took a couple trips to France. And basically it's like this huge circular wedge of cheese, and they have a device they put it on and it melts it. And then they scrape off this melted cheese and you can eat it. In France, you eat it on bread and with potatoes, like anything. It's just melted cheese. It's so good. And it's the kind of cheese too. But this sandwich shop, they take that raclette cheese and then they put it in like a bread that's almost like an Indian Mediterranean bread, and they roll it and they mix it with like prosciutto. That was the one I got today. Or they do chicken or salami or ham, sweet ham, and then they roll it up and they put this spicy sauce. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So yeah, I don't think I've ever tried Tunisian food before, but it seems like there's like a Mediterranean / French mix in there. So yeah, super good. Coolickle sound like they'd have 40% chance of being good and a 60% chance of being disgusting. Yes, I agree with you on that. It's one of those things that it's like just intriguing enough that I might have to try it. Could be one of those genius combos. Could be one of those things that just fly over my head. France, did you meet Mel's family? No, I didn't. Although I know she's French, right? Or is it French-German? Something. Bancroft's wife. Okay. Cool. Look, 40 minutes in. Not bad. Not bad. We're flying through here. Granted, we're missing a couple people. Lindsay Rose is stuck in Discord. So she's not here commenting. Steampunker. Where is Steampunker? Where are our derailers? Emo Trash. Missing. And Mark's Music Obsession. I don't know if he's still on vacation, but I know he went on a cruise. So maybe he might not be around. Don't do it, Citizen Ronan says. Don't try the Kool-Aid. I don't know. Something about it. Maybe it's the Kool-Aid part of it or something. The pickles, because I do like pickles. I don't know. Sounds very interesting. But they look weird. The weirder the better. Emo dislikes this show now. You know what? I hope Emo shows up because there's something she recommended for me to watch that I started watching and I actually really like it. So hopefully she shows up and I can share with her what that is. Think she's bummed out? Maybe. 66 degrees, is that what it is where you are, Awesome One? That's wonderful. Mid-60s, perfection. Okay, first book we're going to look at today. So the way this goes is I kind of go through books that I picked up on the rack, as well as anything I might pick up comic related during the week. So today, went to the comic book store, went to Amazing Fantasy. Over the weekend, I got to go to a great shop in the East Bay called Dr. Comics and Mr. Games. Wonderful comic book store. They've got great inventory. It's just a great vibe. Really large store. The reason I got it, I don't know how I got on their mailing list or their text thread list, but I got a text message Friday afternoon, Friday night that said, this weekend only 70% off graphic novels. All graphic novels except Marvel and DC. So I was like, 70%? That is a sale that I cannot pass up. So I jet my way out there on Saturday. And the cool thing about that sale, so if it's not Marvel and DC, it's like anything, Image, Dark Horse, IDW, anything that they had that was not published by Marvel or DC. But the awesome thing is on top of that 70% blanket sale, they had some Marvel and DC books that they even included in it. So they would they blue tagged them, and they said whatever's blue tagged is also part of the 70% sale. So there was some Marvel and DC stuff that was on sale. I didn't pick up any Marvel and DC things, but 70%, that's a huge discount. I don't care what it is you're buying. That's a really great discount. So it was worth it for me to trek over there and dig through the inventory. And there was a lot of people there. Really fun. So I'll be looking at some of the books I picked up today, some of the stash that I grabbed over the weekend. And then at the end of the stream, we'll vote on which book you guys like as a chat better or best for this week's My Wednesday Comics. And then what I like to do is change the thumbnail on my stream to reflect whichever book won, so that when I go back and look at the old streams, I'm like, oh yeah, that book won. So that's what we're going to do. But the first book we will look at today, this book I picked up at not the dollar bin, but the discount bin at Amazing Fantasy. And it was 29 cents. But you can see why. It was a totally beat up. I have not seen a comic this well loved in a long time. So that caught my attention. I don't know. I was like, wow, this must be a really old issue. And it's the Invaders, which is great. It's a great team book back in the day. This came out in 1976. Holy cow. That's a long time ago. That is literally 50 years ago this comic came out. And this is what it looks like. But the reason why I picked this up, even though it was so beat up, was it's drawn by Frank Robbins, who he's been an artist, like an old school artist that I've really been enjoying his work. I was first introduced to Frank Robbins on his work on The Shadow. And I have a few issues of The Shadow that he did, which are awesome. It's like some of his best work. But he also did work on Captain America. I just was reading my this compilation, which I bought a few months ago, just started reading it, which is awesome. It's basically the whole like Frank Miller's Daredevil run. This, if you love Frank Miller, if you love Daredevil, this is the compilation to get. But the very first issue in this, even though this is supposed to be about Frank Miller, the very first issue in this was illustrated by Frank Robbins. So this was his Daredevil right here, and it is crazy. One thing that Frank Robbins is known for is his really kind of distorted anatomy. And he had a very distinct way of drawing faces too, like his characters. I love it. And I love the way he treats his shadows. Not the character, the shadow, but shadows on his characters. I also love the way he does the shadow. But yeah, he just has a cool style. Look at this Daredevil. Crazy. And the reason why they included this issue, there's also a couple issues in here drawn by Gene Colan, because it ramps into the whole story arc that Frank Miller took over. But yeah, Frank Robbins, he's amazing. And so it's cool to see him draw this book of the Invaders. He also had a run on the Defenders, I think, too. So that's cool. It's like World War II superheroes. I love his expressions and just the way that he spots the blacks in his work. It's like really kind of like aggressive. This is in the same area as like Jack Kirby, Gene Colan, even John Buscema. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. What am I totally blanking on this artist? Anyway, this era of comic book art, and it's just really cool to see his style just kind of stand out. Steranko kind of is in this world too. But yeah, he just has a very unique, like very expressive, brushy style. And he exaggerated the anatomy in a specific way. It's great stuff. Just old school comics. Just fun. I love the colors in this too. It's the colors. Yep, Severin. Yeah, love it. I don't know of like I'm trying to think of like a modern artist that has the vibe of Frank Robbins, and I can't really think of anybody. There are artists that you can see the Jack Kirby influence, that you can see the John Buscema influence. But yeah, Frank Robbins was kind of this unique voice. Some people hated his stuff, but I really like it. Like these faces are very Frank Robbins faces. $0.29. That's an entire penny off the cover price, right? It's so specific, 29 cents. I don't know why. 30 cents. Can you imagine comics back in the day were 30 cents? And look, they have these like Nazi symbols. They wouldn't do that now. Yeah, it's good times. Joe's Amosferas draws on Friday. Super slow in the process, but it's a fun channel. Okay, I've never heard of that guy. Awesome. I'll have to check that out. Thank you, awesome one. He might release his book in 10 years. Hey, you know what? Some people need 10 years. The Shadow was such a compelling character until the second comic book character was invented and people had options. The Shadow is great. Just a great character. Daredevil, the man without beer. Dare Danny. Greta Thunberg says it's World War XI. Yeah, that little news blurb. Who was it? Ilhan Omar. Yeah, that was kind of hilarious. This is cool. I don't know. I think this might have been after he did The Shadow. But even in his Daredevil story, he's got this character that reminds me of The Shadow. This guy. Right? That's like totally The Shadow. Death Stalker. So cool. I love this just like contorted bodies of Daredevil. It's really excellent. Excellent drawing. There he is drawn. And I don't think Robbins had as long run on anything that he worked on like some of the other like Kirby or Steranko or Buscema. Like he seemed like he would do like a few issues here and there. Maybe Defenders was probably the longest book that he worked on in mainstream comics, at least. I have this. Oh wait, this is crazy. This was a book I picked up a long time ago. I wonder if it includes this issue. That would be hilarious if it included the issue I just picked up. This is 22. $25. Okay, no, it doesn't. But it's right. This is 14, and this is starting at 22, which is why I got it, just because of Frank Robbins stuff. So same era. There we go. I think his run on Invaders was probably the longest stuff that he did in superhero comics. Anyway, really cool. Just a fun little find. I just love how beat up it is too. It's just really nostalgic. Cool. Invaders number 14. First little find. Can't beat that. 29 cents for a fun little piece of comic history. Yeah, 11 Omar. Nazis always want to be Nazis because they saw them as bad guys. They were like the quintessential evil of the time. Yeah. I'd take a couple quarters off my dad's dresser to buy comics. Didn't have allowance as a kid. Such great times. Now we can't even... I mean... The amount that comics cost now is... 30 cents, right? So now this comic book is $5. Cheapest comic books you can get are like $3.99 now. So yeah, I don't know. It's like 15 times the cost of what it was 50 years ago. Yeah, I guess that's not that bad. The inflation on that's not that bad. I was cleaning my shelves, found a book that had a portion of. You really don't know if things are going to be compiled or if that's the only time you're going to get it. Like with the release of these facsimile things, everybody's doing facsimiles right now because I think they're doing really well in sales. Just the nostalgia. Some people don't like the current state of mainstream comics, so they're just going back to the books we grew up and loved. So one of the facsimiles that I picked up recently was Punisher #1 by Mike Zeck. It's awesome. Oh, I think I put it away. It's that limited series that Mike Zeck did. And then I was like, oh, so they released issue 1 as a facsimile, and there was 4 total that Mike Zeck drew. So I was like, are they going to release each one of the issues as a facsimile? But I don't think they are. So then I started looking up the graphic novel that they compiled it all. But then they have epic collections that they compiled the graphic novel within. So yeah, there's always going to be inevitable crossover with when you're collecting things with individual issues and compilations and facsimile editions. It's just going to happen. Like I have 1,000 different versions of Dark Knight Returns, but each one I'm just like, I kind of want that version. I want the one with the new Frank Miller variant cover. And then the 40th anniversary is going to be coming out this year. It's going to be another release of the graphic novel, and it's probably going to include some behind the scenes stuff there, and I'm probably going to pick it up. Tricorner Hat Man, that guy in Invaders. Yeah, that's right. That comic's probably old enough that Redcoat could appear. That's true. That blue on the cover is throwing me off. I thought only the colors of brown and tan existed in the Skinbreaker universe. And yellow. We'll see. There, these colors. This yellow. Just, ugh. I hate this yellow. This, like, squint your eyes. See how this just disappears into this. Oh, man. It's just the curse of this book. The colors just are always gonna fight. Yeah, I didn't know Skinbreaker was coming out this week. I was slow to get on board with this series, but I've really liked it. They did announce that they're coming out with a black and white Skinbreaker, which I'm definitely going to pick up. I think it's going to be a graphic novel of the series just black and white. I can't wait to get my hands on that because I've just been criticizing the colors this whole time. And we're 8 issues in. I think it's going to end at, I want to say 10. And the colors have always given me the same feeling, which is like, I just don't like the coloring on this book at all. So yeah. It's it hasn't changed. It hasn't really gotten any better, these colors. Although I will say at least there's like some value difference here for once. But yeah, the artwork's great from what I can see. Like this flame here is no different in intensity than the rest of the colors in this panel. So you don't really feel the flame. It's just like, wow, it's the same color as like the trees in the background. But the artwork's great. David Finch, Robert Kirkman's the writer. David Finch, the artist on this. Pencil mileage on this is insane. There's some different color treatments here. Boo. The color, she just ratcheted up the intensity. The saturation on everything is at like 400,000. Your eye has no place to rest when it looks at this stuff. But yeah, it's been a cool story. It's kind of this generational story. And it's the battle between doing what is right versus doing what is tradition for this particular alien race. That's cool. That's a cool spread. Is that the end? Our story has concluded, but we still have one final epic. Oh, that's the end, guys. That's it. They just ended like all these double page spreads here. I'm sure this will look great in black and white. Yeah, there's no flow to the colors here. It's not telling me a story. Oh, this is this new series. So there's a new series coming out called Terminal, and Kirkman's writing it. Kubert is part of it, David Finch and Arthur Adams. So this one's got me intrigued. I don't know how they're dividing up art duties on this. Looks like, I don't know if it's Andy or Adam Kubert. But it looks kind of cool, the team that they have. Here it is, black and white edition Skinbreaker. Deluxe Treasury hardcovers available November 3rd. So this one is what I'm looking forward to. But there it is. We ended as we began. The same colors, crazy color scheme. There's no progression. All the colors in the Crayola box. But yeah, you're right. These blues are like, oh, feels different. Skinbreaker number 8. Get Shant back on here so he can spend 4 hours recoloring this book. I wish they would just have a recolored version. Man, my eyes are getting tired of nothing but brown and yellow. Ah, black and white. Finally, some visual variety. Yeah. It looks like they were trying to do a heavy metal style coloring. I don't know. I don't even know, like... I can't recall a heavy metal issue where I was like, thrown off by the colors as much as I have been on this series. Usually when I'm talking about colors, I'm like, wow, look at what they're doing here in the colors. But this series, since issue 1, consistently, the colors has been like, ugh. And I'm not the only one. I've definitely heard a lot of people talk about it. So it's too bad. So yeah, let's see when this black and white edition comes out. Let's see how much better that's going to read as a book. Even this cover looks amazing. It's cool they're going to do a hardcover on that too. Hopefully it's a little bigger than size. Okay, Skinbreaker 8. I think the color orange on people naturally unconscious makes one angry. Maybe. Larfleeze was made orange as he was a villain. Garfield gets away with being orange because we have orange cats. A buff man with boobs. This? No, that's not a man. That is not a man. Yeah, the team on this is interesting. I'm very intrigued by the team they've assembled for this and how it's going to divide up. Like Arthur Adams, is he just going to do covers? Is he going to do a section of the story? Finch, is he doing, are they like swapping off certain issues? Or sounds like a cool team though. You don't like my colors? Fine, no colors at all. I'm sorry. And that colorist, I've looked at other books that colorist has done, and I like them. They don't annoy me as much as this one. So it's really surprising, and it's consistent too. It's consistently like it didn't change. Why change what's working, Rocky? You mean the colors? Because they're not working? Okay. This book was another one that actually two of these books come out. We're going to look at two. So G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, they've done so many re-releases of the Sssilent issue with Snake Eyes, and I have a couple of them. And then they did a whole bunch of Sssilent missions, or a first round of Sssilent missions that I think most of those books I reviewed on here and looked at. So they released another. Oh, come to think of it, that first batch limited series of Sssilent missions I think they were all Joes. And so these are called Sssilent missions. So I'm assuming now that's right, they're all Cobra. There we go. I'm smart. They've released a few out already, and I actually didn't like them, so I didn't pick them up. But I picked up this one and another one I'll show you right after. And I did like the art in these because it's funny because not this issue. Who's Romulo Fajardo? Oh, he's the colorist. So Howard Porter, I know he's an artist, and he's given credit as writer-artist on this. The other issue I picked up is by Jorge Fornes, and he's also given writer-artist credit. But there's been a couple issues that have come out that there's been a writer and an artist, which is kind of funny because it's a silent book. So I don't know how much writing they did. Anywho, the reason, the thing that'll get me to pick this up is not the story. It's how the artist will tell the story without using dialogue. Like, what storytelling skills do they have without using dialogue? And then also the style of it. Like, do I like the artist's style? Because they're just one-shots. They don't continue on. So it's just a self-contained story. So there's really not that much to latch onto if you take away dialogue and you just limit it to one issue. But I have seen Howard Porter's work before. He's done a bunch of DC stuff, and I like his style. So I was like, oh, cool. I'll pick this up. So this first one is Copperhead. And here we go. Yeah, he's got a very fluid style, Howard Porter does. He does action really well. Kind of dynamic drawings. Whoa. I can't tell what's going on in the story. There's too many little panels. Like when an artist uses these tiny little panels, yeah, it just gets to be a lot to take in, especially if there's no dialogue. So it's a lot to track. You'll see in the next issue, because I flipped through that one previously. You'll see in the next issue that I look at the difference in style and how your storytelling chops really come out when you are forced to tell a story without dialogue. But I do like his art style. But yeah, when you do these kind of like tiny panels, you gotta be intentional of why you're making panels so tiny. Because it can add confusion really quick. Because the more real estate you take up on a page with your art, or the size of a panel or the size of a drawing, the more emphasis it has. When you make them this tiny, you're really forcing the reader to look closely, what is going on? This is cool stuff, though. This is what I like about Howard Porter's work. There's like a movement in his artwork. And he exaggerates camera angles a lot. It's like this swamp race. Okay, cool. This is cool. They did this in the other Sssilent issues. They put process at the back. I love seeing process. Oh, only 2 pages. I would have loved to see more of this. Looks like he works digitally, though. So a little confusing here. I have to sit down and read it closely. But he's got style. I'll give him that. Yeah, these are so tiny. My goodness. Usually when people use tiny panels like this in succession, it's like really quick stuff happening. And you got to like pick, like Frank Miller does this really great. But he's putting in a lot of detail and expecting you to like sit close and like look really closely to that. I have no idea why he decided to go so tiny in those panels. Anyway, Sssilent missions. It's a cool thing. Some successful, not so successful. It's gonna be cool to see the next issue and compare. I have a feeling that the next issue is gonna read a lot better, but this one just probably has all the like style up the wazoo. But Sssilent missions, Copperhead, G.I.Joe. I'm loving the random panel placements, like choose your own adventure. Yes. Your eye needs a place to go. You shouldn't have to guess. Absolutely, Citizen Ronin. And it is an art form. It is. People take it for granted to think, oh yeah, you're just doing panels and, oh, I just want to do, it's comics, right? Just do a panel here, and put like cool panel here, make it, I'm going to make it diagonal. And some of the image guys did this in the 90s. They would just like kink a panel, make it offset just for the sake of making it a quote unquote exciting. But that can get really confusing fast. And I've seen people who are really good at storytelling tell a very, like Watchmen is a perfect example of this. Dark Knight Returns is a perfect example of this. Tell a very action-packed, compelling, drama-filled story, and their panels are like really clean and like there's like a methodology to the way that they do panels. And then when they break that methodology, they have a reason for it, but you never get lost or confused with what's going on. Batman Year One is another great example of like great storytelling. I have this awesome book. Hold on one second. This is a great book called Panel Discussions. And I found out about this book a long time ago. But it's not... they interview all these amazing comic artists. But it's not just about... oh, how cool do you draw it? Or how do you ink? Or how do you draw this character? It's like, how do you tell a story sequentially? And the art form of that. And some of the people they choose to interview are the best. Walter Simonson, David Mazzucchelli, who drew Batman Year One, Daredevil Born Again, like very beautiful. And there's like a methodology to the art form. And the reason why they do panels a certain way, size the way. Anyway, it's a fascinating book. I actually wish it was less It's great to read the interviews, but I wish they kind of blew up the artwork larger. But they even break down. Mike Mignola is another guy who's so good at it. Will Eisner. Where's the Mike Mignola section? So yeah, if you are interested in that, Brian Stelfree's really good at this, like visually moving your eye around the page. Here's Mike Mignola. But yeah, it just talks about the size of the panels, why some have borders, some don't, how you lead your eye with like the dialogue, balloons, all that kind of stuff. It's just, you take it for granted in comics and you think everybody knows how to do it, but very few people know how to do it well. Mike Mignola is the king, though. He's one of the best. Frank Miller. So yeah, panel discussions. If you're interested in that, get this book. It's a great read. We should send it to Howard Porter. Okay, here's the next one. G.I.Joe Silent Missions Firefly. Jorge Fornes. I think that, let me look this up really quick. I think... Oh no, it's Joshua Hickson. I thought that this was the same artist as Arc M, but it's not. So the artist on this, he's also the quote unquote writer, is a guy by the name of Jorge Fornes. And when I flipped through this one, it felt a little bit more like, oh, okay, this guy is better at storytelling than Howard Porter. Like he's thinking about, why do I have this camera angle? Why is my panel this size? All those kind of things. It just reads a lot clearer, right? It's like you see the tracks in the snow guy, and then the guy pops out behind. He's looking at the guy who is leaving the tracks. The guy's leaving. The guy we just saw in brown is going this way, and the guy coming out of the snow is going this way. He holds out a gun, shoots it. Like that kind of stuff all reads a lot clearer. I've seen Fornes's work before. I just don't remember what he's done that I've seen it. Does it have the same flash and pizzazz as Howard Porter stuff? Not so much. It's a little cleaner. This definitely feels like in the David Mazzucchelli kind of school of drawing, a little bit more simplified, more realistic. But the storytelling is a whole heck of a lot clearer in this. The coloring even. And I think this just lends itself to a silent issue better than Howard Porter's stuff. Even here, this is a cool use of color. This guy is, they set you up here. He's lifting weights. He has his arms up, extended on the dumbbell. And then right here, Firefly is like choking him. He pushes it down. And I love how they like change the color of the background to orange. So like, something's happening. Then the guy's dead, which is kind of hilarious. But yeah, it's really clear that he died here. And then the dumbbell is pointing towards like the shadow of Firefly, which is cool. Yeah, see, the panel layout's very simple here. 9 panel on a page, but there's specific reasons why they break it up the way they do. Every time, and it looks like this orange that he's picking, I think he's his own colorist too. No, Dave Stewart. Oh, no wonder why. Dave Stewart. Oh, he's one of the top colorists in the business, in my opinion. Who knows like color theory and how to add to the art, enhance the art with his colors and not take away from it. That conversation that I had with Shanth about when Shanth came and popped into the stream and we talked about the colors on Skinbreaker. One of the artists I said I would love to see this person's take on coloring Skinbreaker is Dave Stewart. And And he's showing it what right now in this book why. So he's using this orange as like an indicator of Firefly, like, you know, killing or besting the person in the scene. So here he kind of comes in and he uses that orange, like he's knocking out these soldiers. Uses the orange here where he's choking this person to death. Uses the orange here where he's captures this woman with the, what do you call it? Like ripcord or tripwire. Using the orange here. It's awesome. Dave Stewart's worked with Mignola before too. It's cool. See, this is where color like tells you a story. It's great. The alarm goes off, then everything's red. We don't have any sound effects, no dialogue, but you can hear that alarm going off with the color. It's awesome. The little hint of yellow right here in this button he presses behind his fingers. The yellows. Cool. Yeah, I like this one way better. What happened here? Did he just spit on her? What is this? Why is it wet? I mean, I get that he's like signaling her, but is it like spit or a sweat? Maybe sweat. Pee-pee? It's cool. Oh, this is cool to see his black and white layouts. And even at this size, this is where you can tell storytelling too. If this at this size, this like tiny thumbnail size, the action still reads and you can follow it, it's good storytelling. Oh, I looked at this book, Corpse Night. It's kind of the buzz in the stores, but it's like, listen, didn't decide to pick it up. Okay. There we go. Jorge Fornes's version of Silent Missions. This one was cool. I'm glad I picked this one up. It's really cool. It's a good example of how this book could be a cool vehicle for people to tell stories. Like, it feels very G.I. It works really well with the non-dialogue. And it's just a great way. This guy's artwork works really well for this kind of story. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Silent Missions, Firefly. That's how you, let's see. It doesn't make sense. Thank you for your lesson, Mo Biggs. I'll try to incorporate that more into my own, sir. What? Did I miss something? Adam's here. Sorry, I missed that, Adam. How are you doing? Long time no see.
This is Adam.
Hey.
I would love to see more one-shot comics. Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool to like not have to commit to a whole story arc, and you give different creators a chance to like flex their muscles a little bit or like focus on just one book. So yeah, one-shots are awesome. Instead of a silent book, I'm thinking of doing an invisible book where the entire story takes place in total darkness. Then I'll milk the customers with a letterer's edition. That's pretty genius. Too many panels, no flow on the Howard Porter version. Yes, I agree. I get mad when I see an entire book in pencils when what I want is more story in the book. I assumed it was 200 pages, but it's only 100. I get mad when I see the entire book in pencils. Yes. Good thing Aldous isn't here. He'd have a stroke with that G.I. Joe book. Spy vs. Spy and other mad stories tell good wordless stories. Spy vs. Spy is incredible. So is Sergio Aragonés did some great wordless stories too. That Howard Porter Joe needs a Frank Miller cover to keep you guessing what you're looking at, just like you're doing inside the book. Stop it. Frank Miller is one of the best storytellers. I don't care what you say. Yeah. So, no, I will not agree to that. In this book, the Joes are declaring war on the male gaze. G.I. Jane American matriarchy is here. We don't know he's dead. What if she just startled him and made him spill his post-workout Gatorade? I guess. Sure. Osmond wishes they need more panels, so using bright colors for emphasis instead of blinding people. Yeah. What is this? Why is it wet? Rocky's honeymoon was... stop it. PP would be an entirely different book or an entirely different color. So I'm going to trust Dave Stewart's coloring sense on this one. Made it very clear this is a blue. I think if it's sweat, which I'm assuming it is because he has little sweat bubbles here. I don't know if you can see that. If it's sweat, I wish they didn't do this whole line. I wish it was just a little blip here that we saw, right? I mean, I get it. It's cool. It's like it leads your eye down. You follow it. You track it. But this definitely feels like a stream of water or whatever, fluid. So, yeah, that would be my one note, my one editor's note. I would just do a little blip there. Blip. So it's just like a drip. But other than that, well done. I'm voting for the previous Joe book because the chaos was more fun. I was wondering about it being sweat or spit or a tear or whatever. Tear, yes, but they didn't put it like near his eye. It's kind of like they had sweat dots here. I think it was sweat. I think it's supposed to be sweat. So far, the best art I've seen was the first G.I. Joe book within the panels, but the execution-wise, the second G.I. Joe book is the best for me. What I mean is when you have read the colored book, then you also get the entire book in pencils also included. That makes me mad. Just give me more story. Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean, it's not like they drew it twice just to give you the pencils. They're just giving you more of the process. So I do love seeing pencils in a book. Yeah, I'm a big process dude. So I do love seeing that stuff and having that included in the books. Like I just recently bought, so I have like 1,000 versions of Jason Pearson's body bags. You guys know I have the artist edition. That's what this huge book back here behind me is. I have this compilation. I have the individual issues. And then I just bought, where is it? Oops. This is how sick I am for process. I mean, it was really cheap when I bought it too. But I have this copy. They re-released it. Same exact book. Same exact comic. But this version happens to have, like I have all these pinups and different variants. This version happens to have tiny, tiny scans of his pencils, which the artist edition that I bought, this huge honkin' artist edition, it doesn't have this. It only has the high-res scans of the inks. The final inks, but it doesn't have these pencil drawings. So that's why I bought it. That's the only reason I bought it, just so I can have these rough pencils, because it's so cool. You see different. You see the artist mind when you see the stages of production, and there's so much that gets added in with the inks. So to compare the two is really fun. It's really cool. But yeah, this is the only compilation that has these pencils in it. But other than that, I've got everything else in other formats. But like I said, it was pretty cheap when I got it. Okay. This book, Keith Sweat. I think Awesome One's issue is that they don't necessarily warn you that half the book is going to be a repeat of the first half, and you're picking up that thick boy only to be let down in the end. I guess so. Usually they'll say it, though, in description. Like, there is a new version of Batman Azrael that just came out. I think Shelby reviewed it on his channel. And Batman, for those of you who don't know, Batman Azrael it was drawn by Joe Quesada and inked by Kevin Nolan. Some of the best Quesada work I've ever seen is him being inked by Kevin Nolan in that series. It was fascinating. It was fantastic. Really awesome series. Great artwork. And so they came out with an anniversary edition this year. I don't know how many years. Maybe 20 years old, maybe older than 20. But one of the things they're including in that version is the pencils, like pencil sketches and pencils of his rough pencils of the pages and stuff like that. So I think I'll probably have to pick that up in the near future. But I knew that they were including that, and that is the only reason why I would pick up another copy of that. The end of that comment was almost Bancroftian. Which comment? Okay, this book. Batman, Wonder Woman, The Truth. I didn't think this is a one-shot. I didn't think I was going to pick this up, but I was kind of impressed with the art when I flipped through it. Jim Chung is the artist. He's a good artist. Not my favorite. There isn't really a Jim Chung book. I think he did work on like the Avengers. I want to say there was like a DC book that he did. Avengers. I think like some Infinity War stuff Jim Chung done. I mean, his artwork's good. There hasn't been like a series that he's done that has been like, oh, like put him on the map for me. But when I flipped through this, I was like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. Jeff Loeb is the writer. You know, he's kind of an highly awarded Batman writer. I'm not a big fan of Jeff Loeb's writing, so I don't have high hopes for this story, especially it being a one-shot. But again, I thought the artwork looks pretty cool, so we'll look at this. You guys let me know what you think. That's really cool. I mean, it's a cool rendition of Wonder Woman. Cool splash page of Wonder Woman and Batman. And Jim Chung is doing everything. Pencils, inks. His style reminds me, it's like in that same category as, sorry for the reflection. Olivier Copiel's artwork kind of feels very similar to this. Dustin Weaver, even Travis Charest a little bit. Like I can see those guys all kind of drink the same Kool-Aid, which is there's a style to their stuff, but also like they just can draw, and they put a lot of pencil mileage in their work. It's like realistic but stylized. Yeah. It's cool. That's a cool Batman right there. So yeah, as I flipped through this, I was like, oh, the artwork looks pretty awesome. Look at that cool Catwoman. Nice pose. J. David Ramos is the colors. I like the colors in this. There's a certain level of like modeling the colorist is doing on the artwork that I like. But yeah, there's just a lot of appeal in Jim Chung's work. I have no idea the story. I think it's... I want to say I read somewhere it's setting up something. It's just a one-shot, but I think it's setting up a storyline. But I could be wrong about that. Yeah, I mean, look at these backgrounds. It's great coloring on the backgrounds. It's cool. Come on, that's cool. He's got a little bit of Adam Hughes in his work too. This like stylized realism. And just appeal. I don't know. It's hard to explain what appeal is, like, because that could be different for everybody. But like the characters are just pleasant to look at, and like kind of a beautiful proportions. Yeah, the colorist seems like maybe because he's working on a one shot, maybe he had more time, but he definitely put in some juice on the on his rendering, more than what Jim Chung put in just the pencils and inks. There's the Joker. Yeah. Each one of these pages, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. That looks cool. So it just made me go, all right, I don't care what hokey dialogue you put in here, Jeff Loeb. The artwork looks great. This Wonder Woman's awesome. Yeah. Oh, that was the other cover I saw today. But I like this Jim Chung cover. It's cool. I like his version of Batman and his Wonder Woman. They both are cool renditions. So, yeah. Not sure. I'll have to look it up, but not sure what the backstory of why there's a one-shot with a Batman Wonder Woman crossover. There's got to be. Hopefully there's a purpose to it. But it was really the artwork that just grabbed my attention and made me go, all right, I'll pick this book up. Batman, Wonder Woman, Truth. Quesada is doing his best work when he's not writing, doing story. Yeah, I think, this is sad to say, but I think his best days are behind him. I loved it when Joe Quesada had a bit of flair and cartooniness to an exaggeration to his work. So that was like right when he was working on X Factor, when he left Marvel and he was doing Ash, his own story, Ash, like those times, his X Factor stuff, and then Batman Azrael, that was like the best Quesada work. And he's a great storyteller, actually. I'm subscribed to his newsletter on Substack, and he comes out with a newsletter, I want to say maybe every other week. And he talks about specific like storytelling stuff. Like the guy knows what he's talking about. He was editor-in-chief for the longest time in Marvel. And his Daredevil stuff was cool, was really cool. his Spider-Man stuff was like, I didn't like the story as much in the Spider-Man stuff, but he was still drawing it really well. But now his most recent stuff, he's just gotten super stiff and almost too photorealistic, and it just lost all the flair and the life of what I loved in Joe Quesada's work. So yeah, I mean, he still can draw, but I'm not as excited about his books nowadays. Batman Azrael dialogue, if written by Dom King, Pat Bat Cat Cat, with poor Gargamel sitting in the corner watching. There's a style to their stuff, but they can draw. You act so innocent, but that was a more devastating comparison to Frank Miller's recent work than anything I could have come up with. Disagree. Are they making Catwoman black again? Not in this book. No, she's not black. Definitely not. That's a cool version of Catwoman. Definitely has this like Adam Hughesy vibe to her. Cranberry is on high alert for anything that even vaguely reminds him of the name Shadowcat. The artist colors really seemed like the old purple outfit Catwoman, like a balance between the purple and black outfit. Well, I mean, it's a tough thing, right? If you're in a very dark noir world that Batman lives in, and then you have a character who's wearing a black leather suit, or, you know, in Batman's case, dark blue, you do have to make it kind of stand out. So yeah, I love this. I love the purple highlights. I think that works well for her. And it distinguishes her from Batman too. Super cute. I love this drawing. Really cute. Cute expression. Completely different characters in the universe, but I appreciate the effort. Wait, Catwoman and Shadowcat aren't the same person? Damn, I knew I shouldn't have entered this chat ever having read a comic book in my life. Then who is Selena Pride? Oh my gosh. Shadowcat was a man first. I don't think so. I taught you that because you're obviously sorely lacking comic knowledge. Yeah. Okay, cool. Truth. Batman, Wonder Woman, #1. No, I got you. Yeah. Here we go. This was one of the books I picked up this weekend at Dr. Comics and Mr. Games. Afro Samurai, Volume 1. There's 2 volumes of this. The artist's name is Takashi Okazaki. They turned this into a animated series or limited series that Samuel L. Jackson got involved with. It was cool, super stylized. And even in the beginning of this book, they interviewed Takashi Okazaki about Afro Samurai and where it came. And he was just influenced by like the Wu-Tang Clan, even the Soul Train. Those are just things that he loved growing up in Japan. And he wanted to see a samurai character that had part of that culture injected into it. So he just started drawing this samurai with an afro called Afro Samurai, and then just came up with this whole like revenge story. So I actually was exposed to Afro Samurai first by the animated series, and then started reading the manga. Here's what his original drawings look like, which are kind of funny. I think he just created, like, from what I read, I think he just created his own comics magazine with a bunch of his friends, just independently, and they like published it, and it just got super popular. Then he redid it when it got popular to this version, and then this is what got picked up to be turned into an animated series. But he's also drawn some issues of like one-shot issues of Star Wars Visions, which is where they gave like different creators like Peach Momoko, this guy, a couple other manga artists like to draw their own stories of Star Wars in their style. And his were really cool. I looked at them in stream. But anyway, this is cool. It's cool to see his artwork. This is like, he's better now than he was when he drew this, and obviously better when he drew this than when he drew his original these original panels. But it's really cool. It's just this very bloody, violent, very simple kind of revenge story. There's like a character called Number One, and he's challenged by a character named Number Two. That's kind of the hierarchy. And the character who becomes Afro Samurai is a kid at the beginning, and he sees his dad, who was Number One, get killed by this Number Two, to basically get his head chopped off by Number Two. So then he grows up, he becomes this incredible samurai himself, and he is hunting down after the guy who killed his dad. Super simple revenge story. But the cool thing that Takashi Okazaki does is he only doesn't just inject like hip hop culture into Japanese manga, but he also interjects like sci-fi. And so there's some really crazy, weird characters that have like cell phones and, robots and like cybernetic parts and stuff like that. So just kind of fun. If I were to describe it, it's just like a fun mishmash of genres in this ultra-violent samurai story. So yeah, I love it. It's just this like indie comic feel. And I love how unpolished his work is at this stage, at least. It reminds me a little bit of like what I love about The Crow as an independent comic. One of my favorite independent comics. Just this like unbridled, like doesn't care, no filters on what kind of story it's trying to tell. See, it's like cell phones. And there's like robot parts and stuff. So he was actually a natural person for them to ask to do that Star Wars Vision story because of the genres he's already playing in. Work really well with that. So yeah, that's cool. There's 2 volumes of this, and I haven't watched the animated series in a while. But one thing I'd love to see when they take animation and they, or they take a comic and they make it animated. I love to look at the book and watch the animation at the same time, or even if it's a live action film, I like to watch it at the same time to see how much translated, what they had to adjust. From what I remember of the series, they stay pretty close to the way this book is. Even the style is pretty similar. But yeah, I'd love to watch it again just to compare and look at it with this book. He does these cool things with like ink washes, and his brushwork is really fun. And as you can imagine with these kind of samurai revenge stories, each level he conquers or defeats one character, and then the next character he meets is even more powerful and more powerful. It's almost like a video game. Then ultimately he meets the final boss. It's cool. There's always heads flying off. And then one of the last characters he meets up with. That's cool. One of the last characters he meets up with is, at least in this book, is this character with this like crazy teddy bear head or teddy bear mask. There. That's a pretty cool design. This might be the number one. Yeah, I wish they had volume 2 at the store when I was buying this one, but they only had volume 1. So I'll have to wait for another sale. But there you go, Afro Samurai. These early drawings are hilarious. Oh, he also worked on designs for that Batman Ninja animated film too. Let me go see if I can find that Visions book. I might have it handy. That was the Star Wars Visions book that he did about a year ago. It's really cool. He just takes all the like classic stereotypical Star Wars things like droids, stormtroopers, and then gives them like a samurai twist. But yeah, you can see how his artwork's a lot more advanced now. That's cool. Really cool. It's a lot of energy in his work. He's got his afro dude too. I think he did more than one, but yeah. You can actually get this Visions book. They compiled all the different manga artists that did an issue of Visions into one compilation. This book being one of it. Peach Momoko's. I think he did 2 stories. But yeah, it's cool. Cool to see it together. But cool to see where he came from, where he's going. Fun stuff. Afro Samurai by Takashi Okazaki. All right. This is an interesting pile, this next bunch here. Let me catch up here on the chat. What I appreciate about Afro Samurai is that it's not self-conscious. It's not ashamed to look absolutely terrible. It embraces it. Gosh. I thought there was going to be like a really insightful comment. Then I got to the last sentence. Is this before Batman joined the X-Men? She dresses like a cat, loves Colossus, steals things by going intangible. Oh, gosh. How does the Amalgam Universe relate to Earth 619? Is Rey Mysterio from... Wildcat, that's right. World Class... Yes, I remember Wildcat, but was he... He was not named Shadowcat. Awesome one. Was he? Did he ever take the name Shadowcat? I know Wildcat. And then there was also a Hellcat. I think that was a girl. There's nothing more masculine than dressing up as a cat, at least according to Cranberry's notes I'm supposed to study on comic lore. That's Ronald McDonald, the Hamburglar. She's a clown thief who scares children and uses Mjolnir. What's brilliant about adding the red is they have to pay the printer for color pages, basically doubling the cost while adding almost no color. Genius. What's brilliant about adding the red is they have to pay the printer for color pages, basically doubling the cost while adding no. Maybe. Or maybe they just charge them like limited amount of colors. I know that some printers do that. Like if you only have 3 colors, then you get charged less than a full color comic. He needs bigger eyes. Never mind, there's a bear head. It's manga. I would read this book to Rocky's number 2 cat. I like that review. I actually like that a lot. Hellcat is a female character. Yes. Okay, I remember. Okay, these are cool. I have talked before about this series. It's called Modern Masters. These are no longer in print, or at least not actively printing anymore. You can find back issues of certain artists sometimes, but for the more popular artists, can't find them anymore. This was a great series produced by a company called Tomorrow's Publishing. They have done so many great books on just the history of comics, artists, like biographies. I love what Tomorrow's did. I would always see their stuff like, you'd see them oftentimes in comic book stores, but I'd always see them at the cons. They would have a booth just for Tomorrow's. They did a magazine called Draw Magazine, which was really awesome. Mike Manley, a guy I know, was one of the editors on that book, main writers on that book. They did Comic Book Artist was another magazine, Alter Ego. I think they do the Jack Kirby Collector too. Anyway, they're just really great about like the history and the love of comic books and the comic book industry. So one of the series they did is this Modern Masters series. And you can see here, actually, these are the different artists they focused on. What I love about these books is they'll interview the artists, like in-depth interviews, but they also talk about like the history of where they started, who their major influences were, and just their career path. And then at the end, they'll include like a portfolio of some of their art that you've never seen before, like sketches or paintings or whatever. Anyway, they're awesome. And I have a good number of these. As you can imagine, the super popular ones like Bruce Timm, Kevin Nolan, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, Arthur Adams. These are very, very difficult to find. Michael Golden. And then some of them are easier to find. But I don't think they're in print anymore. So the ones that I have, man. I have a lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 9 of them before this weekend, and now I have 12 because I got 3 more. Actually, one of these, this first one, Mike Wieringo, I just got this at Amazing Fantasy this morning, but it's kind of weird timing because I got 2 more over the weekend at that sale. So the ones that I own are Bruce Timm, Kevin Nolan, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, Arthur Adams, Walt Simonson, Kevin Maguire, John Romita Jr., Michael Golden, and Jeff Smith are the ones that I have. And then the ones I just picked up, I picked this one up today, Mike Wieringo, Mike Allred, and Guy Davis. So pretty awesome. I'll flip through these really quick just so you guys can get it. If you have never seen Modern Masters and you love like learning more about artists, specific artists, I cannot recommend these. They're some of the best resources for learning about comic book artists. Mike Wieringo passed away pretty young, so I'm assuming they did this one before he died. But he was an awesome artist. He was kind of a mix of like, I feel like he was a mix between like Arthur Adams. He had a little bit of Joe Madureira in him. His big creator-owned book was called Telos. But he also had a run on Fantastic Four and Spider-Man before he went and did his own book. This was his own creator-owned book, Telos, which was kind of this fantasy adventure. But he has this awesome style. It's like, again, Arthur Adams, Joe Madureira, kind of like animated style his stuff did. Oh, there's Telos right there. But yeah, he died really young. Really sad when he passed away. And he would sign his drawings, Ringo. Cranberry Lander says, I like Hellcat. She's a sleeper character. Hey, what's up, Zaid Comics? What's up, Phil? Awesome seeing you. Cranberry Lander says, I love Mike Wieringo's art. Yeah, he was great. Here's his story. Oh, yeah, he had a run on Flash, too. Or Impulse. So, fun stuff. They do this. Sometimes they'll draw like show their kids' drawings here. I just love the interviews, and it's just cool to see how people get into the industry, how they get discovered, what art they like. Yeah, Wieringo, he had such a great style. So appealing. I'm just talking about appeal recently, or just now. And then they just include like pencil stuff and sketches that these artists do. Wow, this is before his. This is some of his like sample pages he did for his portfolio, which is cool. Oh, Chris Sprouse. Yeah. I loved his Flash stuff and his Robin. Yeah, his artwork skewed a little younger than, but it just made it more accessible, I think. Again, maybe that's where that like animated feel to his stuff. But he was solid artist. There's Telos. Fun character designs. Yeah, it was a shock. Definitely a shock. Oh, that's great. Stuff was so clean. Yeah, like you guys know the artist Ed McGuinness. Can kind of see some of that in here too. Just like a clean, like chunky, very solid drawing style. pencils. So it's cool. Here's some art, quote unquote, art gallery here in the back. Hey, there's your favorite, Cran. Who's your favorite? Cool. Okay, so that's Mike Wieringo's book. Next one we'll look at is Mike Allred, creator of Mad Men, most well known for creating Mad Men. This is so cool. Mike, this introduction was written by Darwin Cook, who also passed away. Darwin Cook is one of my favorites of all time, comic book artists. So yeah, it's so sad to see this drawing. But Mike Allred's awesome. I had the opportunity to meet him a long time ago, decades ago, at a convention, but he was so nice. Him and his wife, super, super nice people. Here is this cool to see the influences. So he's influenced by like Jack Kirby, and they'll show like pages, or he picked pages to show why. I could see this influence in him too. Alex Toth, Kirby for sure. I don't know this artist, Bruno Premiani, but when you look at this artwork, you can totally see it in Allred's stuff. Ditko for sure. Frazetta. Barry Windsor Smith. I would not have pegged that for him, but yeah, for sure. Dave Stevens, absolutely. And so here's some of his early stuff with Madman. Great character. And I might have mentioned this before on stream, but many people don't know that Mike Allred is actually colorblind. And his wife, Laura, is a fantastic colorist, and she colors all his stuff. So it's really cool because I think that's kind of the strength of his work is his black and white stuff. And it's probably because he's not really thinking in color. Or, yeah, not really using color. He's not having to lean on color because he himself can't see it or see aspects of color. So yeah, his finishes are so clean. I love this run. He did this. He took over on X-Force, and then it became X-Statics, and I loved his take on that. Had some great stories in that. Mike Allred always he's got a great cross in his work of like pop culture, fun, poppy, like silliness in his work. There's him and his wife. He basically is Madman, and his wife is Madman's girlfriend. This character, Red Rocket 7. That's cool. Alex Ross painted over one of his drawings. Yeah, just that fun, kitschy kind of feel. I find that my favorite work of Mike Allred's is his Madman stuff. He has done stories for like Batman, Superman, all the like I mean, I did like his ecstatics, but my favorite thing was like Mad Men, because I feel like it was almost like him writing adventures of him as a comic book character. So there's this, and then Guy Davis. Guy Davis has worked a lot with Mike Mignola. He's got a cool style. Almost like a... Wow, this stuff doesn't look like his at all. It's more of a loose style than Mignola. Almost like... I feel like... I don't know if Guy Davis is... Oh no, he's born in Michigan. I was going to ask if he was British. Can he have... His work has this kind of European British illustrator style. Like really sketchy, scratchy. But yeah, he's done a lot of work with Mignola, Sandman. Not less mainstream stuff, more like Dark Horse stories. Oh yeah, the Nevermen. That was one of his story ideas. Is it true Mike Allred is coloring Skinbreaker under pseudonym? I think Mike Allred would have done a better job. Yeah, her colors are great. Really like Mike Allred too. Let's see. I recommend his Fantastic Four run often. Go as cartoony as possible, make it accessible, let everyone in on the fun. Felt like animated, but he'd surprise you with realistic details, oftentimes. Wieringo, yeah. Wieringo was close enough. You try saying it several times in a row, Mo Biggs. Red Rocket 7 sounds like a character Dragon Pisces would enjoy. Mike Allred also likes music, and so Red Rocket 7 was kind of this superhero, but he was also a musician. He's like, if Mike Allred was in the music industry, I would liken him to almost like David Bowie. He kind of has this really eclectic, weird, out of this world style to his stories. Anyway, here's more of Guy Davis's stuff. It's so cool. This is like, I guess this is why I feel like it's like this kind of British. Gary Gianni is another one that I kind of feel like lives in this world. There's his work with BPRD and Mignola. There's some cartoony stuff that's kind of cool. Yeah, this stuff I know. It's great. Cool stuff. It's a really cool style. It's definitely not a style that that I gravitate towards, but I like it a lot. And I like somebody who can really like really embraces it. It's cool. It's so different. Wow, look at that ROM. That's crazy. I think Guy Davis has also done, I think he's done some concept for Guillermo del Toro. So like, he was kind of looped in there when Mignola got tapped to help on when Guillermo was doing Hellboy. I think he kind of got introduced to Guy Davis's work, I think. And so Guy Davis started doing concept for him on like Pan's Labyrinth and Hellboy, obviously. Some like monster designs. That's cool. I love this character. Yeah, this is a cool character. This Marquis. Yeah, Guy Davis, Jeff Smith. Just looking at what other ones I want to try and find. Lee Weeks is a good one. This one was a hard one to find for me, but I did get this one, the Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. I think I have a flip through of that one on my channel because that one's a hard one to find. This one's a hard one to find. The Bruce Timm one's a hard one to find. Yeah, cool. So yeah, these three guys. Three ones I picked up this weekend. Wieringo, Allred, and Guy Davis. Were really cool finds. Okay, one more thing for today. This was kind of neat. I didn't even ever know that they did this. This is a little bigger than my... Zoom out just a hair. This is called a... What did they call this? Kevin Eastman Notebook Series. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So Kevin Eastman, one of the creators of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And IDW, who these are the guys that started... Scott Dunbier, when he was working at IDW, started the whole artist edition phenomenon, where he thought it would be a great idea and that people would want to see like scans, sketches, the original art produced in a book. So I'm a huge fan of that. I never knew that they did this, but this is a sketchbook or a reproduction of a sketchbook of Kevin Eastman's sketchbook for his one-shot Raphael, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I actually have another one that he did too for an annual of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I just thought I'd focus on this. But I think they just scanned in his sketchbook and when he was coming up with the concept of Raphael. So pretty awesome. I love this stuff. Because I think this just, like here, like these kind of sketches of the title... First sketches of Raphael. It's awesome to just get in the head of these creators before they created the final comics or the characters that we know and love. Casey Jones. Yeah, Casey Jones was a big... I think he was he introduced in this one shot? He might have been. Oh, that's great. And it's cool to see this process. Like, there's a color overlay on top of the black and white. Some pencils. It's awesome. I think I have the compilation with that book in it. Let's see. Yep. So yeah, this is the actual issue here. This is a Ultimate Collection of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this is the actual finished one here, but we're looking at the process. So let's see if I can find this page. There it is. So it's cool just to see his real quick thumbnail sketches and then how it ended up here. It's all there. There's something that just is so different about these original TMNT comics. They're amazing. Every time I see them, I'm like, oh, I want to draw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But then, I mean, you see some like updated versions of the Teenage Mutant, or like the modern versions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they're too refined. Like there's just something to the like grit of these earlier ones and the independent vibe of these earlier ones that just make them so good. That drawing is so good. It's amazing. So yeah, it's fun to see all these like lost sketches, ideas that never came to fruition, and to have like his handwritten notes on it. It's awesome. It's well produced too, because there's some part I'm like, wow, did he write on this? And no, it's just it's just how they printed it. So yeah, I have this one. The other one I had is this. This one is like this for like annual 2. Same stuff, but like I have his sketches. But it's really cool. This was part of that sale, that 70% off sale. Sketchbook series, TMNT sketchbook series. Guy Davis, strong name, no he, him distinction needed. Krabby says, I'm going to be gone for like 10 minutes. Okay, don't worry. We're going to start voting. That was probably 10 minutes ago you said that. We're going to start the vote soon, so you'll catch it. We'll wait for you. His parents didn't want to leave any mysteries for Guy Davis. Yeah. Did we vote? I vote Joe. No voting yet. Watching K-pop streams. K-pop streaming right now? Cool. Rocky was waiting for the Supreme Court decision on redistricting. Oh my gosh. They really did, but they did it more thoroughly this time. It's kind of cool because the district maps remind me of Rorschach. Michael Bancroft. Wow, long time no see, Bancroft.
That's a knife. That's a knife.
No art share? Michael Bancroft says, I haven't heard back from Rob, but I'm doing it anyway. Take that, Rob. Okay, let's get to voting so you guys can go watch K-pop's show and or Michael Bancroft's solo art share. I'll go really quick through the books that we covered today, and then we'll get to the vote. Oh man, these are all mixed in. Okay. Blast from the Past, Nostalgia, Invaders, issue 14. This beat up 29-cent copy of Invaders 14. The awesome thing about it is not only the love and how much this comic has been read and how cheap it was, but who can deny the amazing Frank Robbins? And let's not forget his inker, Frank Springer. Frank Robbins' artwork in this. Awesome stuff. I'm a big fan of Frank Robbins' work. Just bold, dynamic, crazy anatomy. Just really unique style for the time. Invaders number 14 was the first book we looked at. What's the next book we looked at? I think the second book we looked at was, yes. Sorry, I'm getting my like reference confused here. Skinbreaker number 8, Robert Kirkman, David Finch, and this is the last issue of the series. Skinbreaker kind of ended with a quiet bang. And what I'll say about this is the colors did not change since issue 1. So we'll wait until the black and white edition comes out in November. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I want this series in. But Skinbreaker number 8, last of the series. Then we looked at the Sssilent missions. So Sssilent missions Copperhead. This was written and drawn by Howard Porter. Not the strongest storytelling in it. It was more like stylistic flash and pizzazz. But just fun. This whole Sssilent missions effort from G.I. Joe is cool. It's a cool way of showcasing different talent and also storytelling without using dialogue. So Howard Porter drew this first one. It was about the character Copperhead, the Cobra character Copperhead. And then the favorite out of the two, this issue with Firefly, written and drawn by Jorge Fornes. Cool storytelling here. Beautiful colors by Dave Stewart. Dave, if you watch this show, please go and recolor Skinbreaker. We want to see it. There you go. And then this issue kind of jumped out of nowhere. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Batman, Wonder Woman, Truth, written by Jeff Loeb, artwork by Jim Chung. Jim Chung's artwork, I wasn't even planning on picking up this book, but when I flipped through it, his artwork stood out to me and made me want to get it. So really cool drawings in here. Coloring is really great in this book too. No idea what the story is. Probably knowing Jeff Loeb, after I read it, I won't really know what the story is. But just fun drawings here, fun characterization, and great coloring. Then, that's right, not this. Afro Samurai, Volume 1 by Takashi Okazaki. This is the manga that turned into an animated limited series, but it's hip-hop culture meets samurai revenge story, plus a little sci-fi thrown in there. Total indie vibe, ultra violent, but a fun romp, and great artwork by Takashi Okazaki. And then these will be listed individually, but Modern Masters, which is a magazine that highlights certain comic creators. The 3 I picked up just recently is Mike Wieringo, rest in peace, great artist on Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and his own creator-owned creation, Telos. Mike Allred, the creator of Madman, and also has done work on Batman, Superman, Red Rocket 7, X-Force, one of the founders of Dark Horse Legend. He was one of the founding artists on that. Awesome artist. And then Guy Davis, who he's kind of looped in with the Mike Mignola camp, but because he's done a lot of work for Mike Mignola, but he's just a great illustrator, like an illustrative style, pen and ink style. Worked on Hellboy BPRD, Monster Men, and then Marquis, what's it called? The Marquis, which is kind of this cool, like, old century England character, pulp character. And then finally the sketchbook series for Kevin Eastman, who is one of the co-creators of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The sketchbook series is like an oversized hardcover scans of his sketchbook for this particular one-shot of Raphael, which introduced Casey Jones So you just get to see behind the scenes, his sketchbook drawings, his thoughts, layouts, thumbnails, and just ideas, which is really always fun to see from a creator. This is a lot of like highlighting comic creators this week with the stuff that I picked up. So there you go. Let me make sure the poll, I'm going to copy this poll. I'm going to post it in the chat. There we go. I'm going to pin it to the chat, which now is pinned at the bottom of the chat, which I don't like. It's kind of weird, but we'll get used to it. So yeah, the straw poll is now active. Go vote. Whoops, wrong one. Go vote for your favorite book of the week. And I'll catch up on what you guys are saying while you guys are voting. It's about 10 minutes ago, so Cranberry is back. Awesome. See, that works out. When anybody needs to take a break on my in my chat, by the time they come back, I'm already getting to their comment. So welcome back, Cranberry. I'll be extra cynical and dismissive to try and take up Rob's slack. I don't think you'll be able to match that, Mo Biggs. Show Bancroft Tri-Corner Hat Man. Tri-Corner Hat Man. I don't know why I'm showing this to you, Bancroft. But, my staple just busted on this 29-cents book. Tri-Corner Hat Man. Can I change this to this? No, I'm not connecting a pair of headphones. Are you connecting a pair of headphones? No. There, this is Tri-Corner Hat Man, Michael Bancroft, that Mo Biggs is talking about. Quiet Bang, also known as a fizzle. Invite Mo and Bancroft so we can find out if he's Asian. Why don't you just ask him? Awesome one. I have my own cool things to show off tonight. I was on Bancroft's show once for about 5 seconds. It was one of his anniversary streams. I didn't say anything or show my face. Hello and thanks, K-pop chat. Did you guys come in here? Did I miss something? Gosh, guys. Did I? Forget Raid. This is a K-pop stampede. Awesome. I don't know. I don't know what that means. My hat? What does that mean? I don't know German. My hat has 3 corners. Wait. Did that automatically translate? What? Whoa, that's weird. It automatically translated in the YouTube chat. Because I get, when I see it here, this is what I see in my comments window. But then when I look in the YouTube chat, it's already translated. When I roll over it, it goes back to that German. That's crazy. Okay, YouTube. I guess you're doing some things cool. My hat has 3 corners. I'll abstain from voting unless I'm needed for a tie break. Well, you can vote if you want to. I was going to vote Joe, but TMNT was interesting. Nice. So far, where are we at? There's only 3 votes, people. Is that it? Is that all that's here? 3 votes? That's impossible. Even if it doesn't count, I vote Eastman. Nice. I heard the baboop. Lindsay Rose votes Eastman. Can I vote? I think I can vote. I'll vote on behalf of Lindsay Rose. I don't know if that's cheating or what. There we go. Oops. What's up, K-pop? How was your stream? Sorry we couldn't make it. We're just voting here. Oh, K-pop. Who was it that told me to ask? I think Citizen Ronan told me to ask you why some accounts, YouTube accounts or Gmail accounts or whatever, can't get memberships. And he said yours might be one of them too. But he said you'd be able to explain that. So if you can explain that to us, that would be great. Because we tried to give, I gave some gift memberships today, and no, did not get one again. So we kind of feel like there's some unknown forces working against us here. Should I bust out my fife flute? Yes. Sometimes it really hurts not having access to member emojis. It's only $2. Mo Pigs. It doesn't hurt that much. It doesn't hurt enough. 2 votes, TMNT Kevin Eastman Notebook Series. 1 vote, G.I.Joe Copperhead. Wow. Copperhead got a vote. 1 vote, Batman Wonder Woman Truth, #1. And 1 vote, Afro Samurai. Wow. What did you vote for, Mo Pigs? I voted for Batman. Oh, okay. Here, I voted for Batman Wonder Woman. It was so interesting to see actual Batman. Surprised. I'm surprised. Boomer. Yes. It'd be buried somewhere in one of the kids' toy boxes. Your fife? I know you usually have your pocket fife on hand. Yes. Crazy. If he's a fifer, why does Rob always call him his little drummer boy? Yeah. There we go. That is a timely drum shot. Okay, here's another phrase. Okay, I'm gonna let that translate. My hat has 3 corners. 3 corners has my hat, and if it doesn't have 3 corners, then it won't be my hat. Sounds like a nursery rhyme. K-pop has memberships. I don't know what would be going on, what issue there would be with the memberships, though. I don't know. Citizen Ronan said K-pop would be able to explain it. What do you think? All right, it seems like we got, you know what it is? This is why it feels so sparse. Is because Emo Trash and Steampunker aren't here to create havoc. That's why. 2 votes, Kevin Eastman Notebook Series. 1 vote, G.I.Joe Sssilent Missions, Copperhead. 1 vote, Wonder Woman Truth, Batman, Wonder Woman Truth. 1 vote, Afro Samurai. Looks like my vote is not needed after all. Wow. It depends on what you vote for. Awesome One's got all the emojis. I don't even know. Feeling his oats. Is that the right term? Feeling his oats? I would be one to ask. Okay. What? I just saw a second vote come in. Batman, Wonder Woman, Truth. Was that you, Bancroft? right after Awesome One posts this? Was that you? Because now we're tied at Batman, Wonder Woman, Truth, and the Kevin Eastman Notebook series. Oh, maybe that's what I was getting confused. But Feeling is Oates. This is getting bad. That wasn't you. Really? Did somebody come in here and what would be awesome if it was like steampunker? Rob is on for art share. Nice. Okay. I know. That's exactly what I'm thinking, Mo Biggs. All right, come on, people. 2 votes. Am I going to have to do a second vote? Could never be easy. I could just split the thumbnail. That would almost be easier than doing another vote. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969, was that you?
How do you say monkey in French?
Was that you? Did you make this a tie? Batman, Wonder Woman, Truth #1 or Kevin Eastman Notebook series? Did you vote? Somebody is in here. Somebody's going to turn around and stab me in the back. Or already has. I think it needs... Okay, so here it is. Forget it, Rocky. It's turtle time. Here it is, Michael Bancroft. We're going to be locked in this, and if you need people to get into your stream, to go to your art share, we're going to be locked in here forever. Because I know everybody's waiting with bated breath to find out what this is. I knew it! We knew it! We knew it! I think Michael Bancroft was just hedging his bets, though, so he can be the final vote. Wait. All right, this is what I'm going to do before it gets even more complicated. I'm going to limit the voting now to... Oh. Okay, so I'm going to limit the voting now. Reset. All right, the vote has been reset now. We got down to the 2. Oh, Mr. Monkey Boy voted G.I. Joe. Well, go figure. My art share's in an hour and a half. I have time. That was sneaky, Steampunker. That was really sneaky. Is this what Dominion did? No. This is way more above board than Dominion. All right, guys, vote. Same link. Same link in the chat. Go vote. Quickly. We only have an hour and a half. Michael Bancroft, while this is happening, did you already set your art share? Like, can I forward people to your art share already? Like, is it scheduled? That's the word I was looking for. I'm gonna have to put some sort of... No, not that music. Is this music? There we go. Gonna put some more pressure on people. Yes, I am not called the Chat Ninja for no reason. Mm-hmm. Batman, Wonder Woman, Truth #1 is winning. Mr. Monkey Boy's been asleep the whole time. That's the first time that my stream has woken you up from asleep as opposed to put you asleep. I had to make up for my absence, so I figured tying the votes would be the best way. Oh boy. Okay, cool. We will forward the gang there. But of course, no, I have to vote for TMNT, obviously. Obviously. Still tied. What is the point? Lindsay Rose, what's your vote? I see you in Discord. What's your vote? Is it still the TMNT? You guys realize this takes more work than actually just letting the vote happen naturally. This takes way more work. Not just on my part, on your part. I'm just saying. 3 votes. 3-2. Oh, Lindsay Rose is typing. TMNT. All right. I'm voting it. I'm pushing this to 4. Oh, hang on. I got to take this call. All right. Hurry up. I got to pee. Sumo Thori broke the tie. Maybe you can be the official tiebreaker with to like battle Steampunker. I'm starting a rivalry. Rocky's taking a call from Nancy Pelosi. That's right. As much as I would love to, you know, I gotta go too. All right, I'm voting on behalf of Lindsay Rose. I promise you, she told me. Boom. 5 votes. There ain't no way you guys are overcoming that. Sumo Thori says I was eating Chick-fil-A. Can't be held accountable. All right, I'm calling it. Or I'll give you a 1-minute countdown, but I'm calling it once that 1 minute's done. If you guys can wrangle up 4 votes to beat... Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, 3 votes to tie it up. That would be amazing. But I'm calling it. I think it's going to be The Notebook. I thought you were... Oh, no, you did vote for Batman, Wonder Woman. It's 2020 all over again. I'm telling you. It's been awesome as this countdown winds down. It's been awesome hanging out with you guys. Please make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Always fun sharing comic books with you guys. I've been chipping away or getting close to finishing up the pencils on the master study. I'm pretty sure I'm going to start inks next week on that one. So I'm very, very excited about that. Yeah, that one's going to be epic. So can't wait to stream with you guys on that one. And that will be, yeah, I think next week. I think next week we should be able to get to that. We did it. We did it, guys. Oh, we did it, Joe. The Chat Ninja will not be bested when it comes to tying the votes. We'll see. We'll see. Sumo Thori has the power of Chick-fil-A. But yeah, it'll be tough. It'll be a tough one. We did get an extra vote in here, though. 5-3. We're missing Mark's Music Obsession. Michelle. Emo. They could have tipped it. They could have tipped it. But I would have had a feeling that Mark would have voted for TMNT. I think. We can ask him next time. No, because they didn't include their voter ID. So yeah, I didn't count those ballots. I just threw them out. You know, they're not that important. Yeah. Okay, cool. Kevin Eastman Notebook Series Raphael won by a landslide, dare I say. 5 votes. That's awesome. I will change that. I will change the thumbnail for that one soon. That one's fun. That one's kind of like a blast from the past. Mark might have voted for Batman as a protest vote against Absolute Batman. Maybe. But Mark's an old school. Mark's old school. I could see him really liking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So we'll ask him. Remind me to ask him next stream. I hope he had a great trip. All right, everybody. Have a great trip. Have a great Wednesday. I'm going to send everybody to Bancroft's. This is always the thing. Send everybody to Bancroft. Here goes. Redirect. Add. See, I'm getting faster at this. Search videos from other channels. Art share arrow. Some crazy big eyeball. I'm sending you guys there. Save. Go enjoy his art share. I'll pop him in if I can, but I'll be cooking dinner. We'll see if I can pop in. But yeah, go watch Bancroft's show and have a good rest of your Wednesday. Go read some more comics, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, outro. Cranberry Lanterns was first in chat. See you later.